Right, so you have your image ready to go to the agencies. You've cropped it well, you've sharpened it well if you need to. It's well exposed, there's no noise, there's no grain. You've cleared out any cloning of trademarks or logos and everything, and you know that it's ready to go 100%. All you need to do now is embed the Exif data, such as the title, keywords and description, into the image. Now you can do this in most software editing programs, but we're going to use Photoshop today, and you can either open that palette by going to File, File Info, or you can press Alt, Shift, Control and I to get into that palette. And here we are. Forget all these others on the left, we're just worried about the description box, and all we want to fill in here is the description document title, description and keywords. Don't add authors or author titles or any of the copyright notices because you could get rejected. All the agency want are those three things. So title, I think it has to be around 7 words, and it's got to be the most poignant and descriptive words you can do for the image. So for this word, it's a bumblebee, it's flowers, it's feeding. I think those are the best ones. So if I just put in bumblebee feeding on a flower, that's okay for the document title. When it comes to the description, we can add a few more words and make it a bit more descriptive. So, I spent bumble wrong. Let's put an L in there. So now I'm going to call it bumblebee feeding on the pollen or nectar of a pink flower. Now that's just being very quick, but it's quite descriptive. I've used all the keywords so far in both of those. We've got flower, bumblebee, feeding, pollen, nectar, pink. So we've got quite a few descriptive words that hopefully will get found for search terms, things like that, if someone's looking for those. And then all we've got to do now, we've got to keep those description words under 15, I think it is for most agencies. If you follow that as a guideline, you won't go far wrong. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we could add a few more, but I'm quite happy with that so far. Keywords, again, keep it between 7 and 50 and make the first keywords the most relevant to the photo. So again, we're going to put in bee, bumblebee, insect, flower, feeding, pollen, nectar. Nectar. We've got leaves in the photo. We've got buds, flower buds. Don't add plurals. If you put flower, don't add flowers because they will do that. Some agencies add the plural automatically, but just don't add plurals. You don't need to. I've put buds there, and leaves, but I'm not going to put leaf or bud. Then we can have twig. We can have crikey. Let's have twig. And then we can have the colours. Always mention the colours. So we've got golden. You can put gold in as well. And we can have yellow. We can have black, red, pink. Anything descriptive within the image that's going to help it get found. Obviously use those. I'm going to stop there, but obviously you can keep thinking of more and more. But if you do run out of ideas for keywords, just refer to your good old friend Google. Let's go into Google now. Let's go into Google. If I go into Google and search for bumblebee, it brings up all sorts of websites about the bumblebee, and you can go into those and actually look up and see what other words you can find that can help you kind of add some keywords. But straight away I've seen here that, where was it? The bumblebee is the member of the bee genus Bombus. So we've got Bombus that I can add. If I cut and paste that, I can add that into the keywords there. So let's do that. Bombus. Never would have thought of that otherwise. Then we've got, there was in the family Apidae. I wouldn't have known that either. Okay, so you've got some good words there. If someone's specifically looking for a bumblebee, they may type those words in to a stock agency to find pictures of the bee. Now if they do that, there's not many people that probably have those words within that image, so you've already put yourself at an advantage by adding those ones and just doing a little bit of research. If we go back to Google and then go to a thesaurus, such as thesaurus.reference.com, type in bumblebee and it will give you a load of words, synonyms and notes and things like that you may also trigger some more ideas. Now you've got bumblebee already. You can put honey making. You may be able to add that as a keyword, but you can't actually see any honey making there. You could put in stinging insect, You can't really put in honeybee, killer bee, things like that. Not sure about any of these. You'd have to be careful about which of these you put in. You could put in bug, I suppose. It's a kind of bug. So use those two. Just do a bit of research on things that you're not too sure about, and just get some ideas from Google or from a thesaurus, and that will help you to add more keywords in here. And again, it will put you an advantage to as opposed to other photographers, that kind of thing. So quite a good tip there. Now let's assume that you've finished now. You've finished with that photo. You just click OK and then Control S, or just go to File and Save, and make sure you save the image and embed that data into that image, because then you upload it to all the agencies and the agencies will pull that EXIF data and save you a lot of work. In the past you had to cut and paste it from a spreadsheet onto every image on every agency, and it took forever. So that's done, it's uploaded, let's say it gets accepted, and maybe 6 months down the line you want to add some more keywords or make some changes. You can go into the agencies and make various additions or changes to them, but be aware that some don't always allow it, or if they do allow it, they'll sometimes put your image, take it offline, put it back in the queue for review, and then review it for those keywords, because some people took advantage, and once the image was uploaded they used to add extra keywords that meant nothing to do with the image but hopefully got them found and sold. Agencies cottoned onto that. Some of them will re-review the image if you change the keywords and edit them. So let's have a look at a couple of agencies now. Here we're in one of the images that we uploaded at Photoleo. It's one of the ones we did on the course that got accepted, and I know for a fact here that you can't add keywords. All you can do is see them, remove. You can move up or down. You can change the keywords order for relevancy. I think that you can't even change the representative category. I think with Photoleo you have to either speak to the editors and ask them if you can change the categories and the keywords, or you have to delete the image and re-upload it. So it's a bit of a pain with Photoleo. So this is another reason to actually get the image right from the start. Shutterstock is a lot easier. You have all the images here. Once you're in your account, you can go into your images and you can see all the keywords there. If you want to edit them, you just click on the pen tool here and then add any keywords you want, change the categories, change the description, and then press save. And again, I think it gets flagged up and taken into the review guidelines, or it will be flagged for checking by Shutterstock. Dreamstime is very similar. You open your image once it's been accepted, and then you can change the details there and then just click submit. So that's fairly straightforward. Alamy, you've just got a new interface. This is the old way of changing images. Once you bring up the photos, I've actually got almost all of my library at the moment. It needs more details because of a change Alamy made not so long ago. But once you've got your image accepted and it's been on sale for a while, you can go into the image here, change anything you like to do with the image, whether it's description, comprehensive keywords, anything like that, and then just make the changes and click save at the bottom there. So most agencies will allow you to change the keywords, but in my experience you're much better off simply getting it right from the start. Make sure you embed them into the data and make sure you save it before uploading it anywhere, and you should be okay.